You've flown dozens of times. You've buckled in, stared out that window, maybe even taken a photo of the clouds, but on every flight, you've sat just inches away from life-saving secrets, things built into airplanes that most passengers never notice and that airlines never mention. Today, we're revealing 13 hidden airplane features you've seen before, but never truly understood. Number 1. The tiny hole in the airplane window. Ever noticed that tiny hole at the bottom of your airplane window? It's not a flaw, it's a lifesaver. That breather hole equalizes air pressure between the window panes so the outer layer takes the full force of the pressurized cabin. Without it, the glass could crack from stress or fog up mid-flight. What most people don't know is that airplane windows aren't just one sheet of glass. They're made of 3 layers. The inner pane is what passengers touch. The middle one has that small hole, and the outer pane is the real barrier keeping 35,000 feet of pressure at bay. Together, they maintain clarity, prevent frost, and keep passengers safe, all thanks to one perfectly placed pin-sized hole. Number 2. The black box. Despite its name, the airplane black box is bright orange. Why? Because in the chaos of wreckage, fluorescent orange stands out against debris and ocean waves. There are actually 2 recorders. One captures flight data, the other records cockpit voices. Each is built to survive 1,000 degrees Celsius fires, deep sea pressure, and violent impacts. It's not painted black to hide anything. It's painted orange to be found when everything else is lost. The black box also comes equipped with an underwater locator beacon that automatically activates upon contact with water, sending pings for up to 30 days. Number 3. The invisible passenger, air marshals. On nearly every flight, there might be someone armed sitting quietly among the crowd, an air marshal. They blend in like any traveler, often sitting near the cockpit, keeping their identity secret even from the crew. They don't drink, they board early, and they watch. You'd never know they were there. And that's exactly the point. Because in the rare moment of danger, that calm stranger becomes the most important person on board. Their presence isn't meant to intimidate but to deter potential threats. Number 4. Oxygen generators. When those yellow masks drop, most people imagine they're connected to big oxygen tanks. They're not. Hidden above your seat is a chemical oxygen generator, a small metal canister filled with sodium chlorate and a few other compounds. When you pull the mask, you actually start a chemical reaction. The pop you hear, that's a tiny controlled explosion that ignites the canister and begins producing oxygen instantly. It doesn't store oxygen, it creates it on the spot. Each unit provides enough breathable air for about 12 to 20 minutes, just long enough for the pilots to bring the aircraft down to a safer altitude where normal breathing is possible. Number 5. Hooks on the wings, your lifeline in a water landing. If you've ever sat near the emergency exit, you may have noticed small metal hooks above the wings. They're not random bolts, they're part of a carefully engineered escape system. In the rare event of a water landing, evacuation slides can double as flotation rafts, but passengers exiting over the wing could easily slip off the slick surface. That's where those hooks come in. Ropes from the fuselage connect to them, forming a makeshift handrail that guides passengers towards safety and stability. Number 6. Spirals on jet engines, a life-saving swirl. Look closely at a jet engine. You'll often see a white spiral painted on its center cone. It looks decorative, but it's deadly serious. When the engine spins, that swirl becomes a blur, instantly signaling to ground crew that the turbine is active. Jet engines suck in air with incredible force, enough to pull in a person standing several meters away. That painted spiral acts as a visual warning. Stay back, but that's not all. During pre-flight checks, pilots and engineers also use the spiral to see if the engine fan is rotating freely or not. Number 7. Airplane horns, the sounds you never hear. Yes, airplanes have horns, but not for honking at each other in the sky. They're not toys for impatient pilots. They're tools for precision. These horns are used only on the ground, mostly when the aircraft is parked and powered down. If the crew needs help from ground engineers, maybe a system reset, a power connection, or a maintenance signal, they press a hidden switch in the cockpit. The sound that follows isn't a beep beep, it's a deep, harsh, metallic buzz, short, loud, unmistakable. On the noisy tarmac, that sound cuts through everything, a coded message between pilots and technicians. Number 8. Hidden handrails above the overhead bins. Those subtle grooves above the overhead bins, the ones you probably never noticed, aren't decorative. They're hidden handrails. During turbulence, when the cabin shakes and trays rattle, these rails become lifelines for flight attendants. They use them to move smoothly down the aisle, serving passengers without stumbling or grabbing seatbacks. Number 9. Hidden seat perks you never noticed. Airplane seats may all look the same, but they hide small secrets of comfort if you know where to look. On some planes, the aisle seat armrest has a tiny release button tucked underneath. Press it and the armrest flips up, giving you a few precious extra inches of space to stretch or slide out easily after landing. In certain cabin layouts, the middle seat, yes, the dreaded middle seat, is actually a few centimeters wider than its neighbors. And along the window rows, the fuselage curves just enough to create subtle shoulder room, a quiet advantage for anyone pressed against the wall. Number 10. Smart cabin lights that reset your body clock. On modern aircraft like the Airbus A350, lighting isn't just about mood, it's science. Those subtle color shifts you see during takeoff or landing are carefully programmed patterns that mimic sunrise and sunset. The technology uses full-spectrum LED lighting tuned to your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock. When you're flying halfway across the world, the lights gradually cue your body to rest or wake at the right times. Number 11. The girt bar, the hidden mechanism behind emergency slides. You've heard it before takeoff. Cabin crew, doors to automatic and cross-check. But what exactly happens in that moment? Hidden in the base of the door is a small but powerful device called the girt bar. When the crew arms the door, the girt bar latches the emergency slide to the aircraft floor. If the door opens in an emergency, that connection triggers a chain reaction, releasing, inflating, and deploying the slide in seconds, one motion, one mechanism, and suddenly a folded bundle of rubber and nylon transforms into a 20-foot escape chute that can carry hundreds of passengers to safety. Number 12. Static wicks, lightning's silent escape route. Those thin rods sticking out from the wings and tail, the ones that look like tiny antennas, are static wicks, and they might just be the reason lightning doesn't bother you mid-flight. As the plane moves through air and storm clouds, friction builds up static electricity across its metal skin. Static wicks act like release valves, bleeding that charge harmlessly back into the sky. When lightning strikes, and yes, it happens more often than you'd think, the electricity travels along the aircraft's surface, then exits quietly through these rods. No damage, no panic, just silent protection. Number 13. The seatbelt airbag, safety you sit on. In certain rows, like bulkhead seats, business class, or premium economy, that ordinary seatbelt isn't so ordinary. Inside the thickened section near the buckle hides an airbag module, In the event of sudden impact, it deploys in milliseconds, cushioning your head and chest from striking the seat back or tray table. Unlike car airbags, these don't burst from the dashboard. They unfold quietly from the belt itself, expanding just enough to protect without blocking escape. So next time you fasten your seatbelt and glance around the cabin, remember, every button, light, and lever has a secret story. You've just scratched the surface of the hidden world inside every airplane. If you love uncovering the hidden world of travel, from airports to passports to the secrets of the skies, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.